Let's begin. Cameras turn on like everyone. Thank you. And today we are looking at a bit of writing, right? Situational writing. So the main thing that we're going to cover today would have to do with identifying the purpose, the audience, and the context of why we are writing in the first place. Specifically for situational writing. So that's the main thing that we are covering today. However, though, we do cover, or rather, we are going to cover um, other parts of paper, like parts of paper two as well. So that's what we will have a look at too. I'm going to download everyone's results here. To actually see how many of you have answered online. All right, the following people have answered online. Good. Brian, Emma, Marissa, Victoria, and Raha. Good job. So I'm only left with um, Rina, and Jerusha, right, who have not answered online. If not, the rest have. Rina, let me just keep down over here. So I don't have Jerusha yet. So this is like for adding points later. Rina as well as Yutaka. Okay, the rest of you have done it online. Good. Okay, Yutaka is in as well. Hi, Yutaka. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's start. Okay, so first up, we're covering grammar cloze, then comprehension cloze, and at the end, situational writing, which is the important one that I would I'll let you guys have a look at. So beginning with grammar cloze, everyone, we have to pick the letters A to Q, right? In the helping words at the top. So this is what it looks like. It's mostly a lot of prepositions over here in the helping words, and then we have a little bit of um, conjunctions here and there as well for you all to pick. Okay, so this is about Pulau Ubin. So Pulau Ubin is the second largest island that Singapore owns. Um, the largest island is actually Pulau Tekong, where a lot of army men go to do training. So Pulau Seduku, Pulau Ubin, so and so forth. And over here, I'm not sure whether you know that the word jelutong over here, right? Jelutong is actually a kind of light wood. So maybe it was used in the past to transport this type of wood. That's why it's called the Jelutong River. I'm not sure why. But there are a lot of interesting places to visit on Pulau Ubin if you know the history over there. Um, so here are some, of the more famous local areas on Pulau Ubin. So first, um, there's the very creepy shrine of the um, shrine of the little girl at Pulau Ubin. And if you go there, you will see a lot of German girl, correct? Shrine of the German girl. When you go there, you will see a lot of people who have offered um, toys and like sweets and biscuits at the shrine, that kind of thing. It was supposedly created, right, to commemorate the German girl who actually fell to her death over here, right, near this shrine area. Um, according to the history of that place, which is actually true, there used to be a big swath of Pulau Ubin, right, that was actually owned by a German couple. Yeah, so you can get a lot of weird, creepy vibes here, I guess. If you decided to visit this, one of the more less touristy and more of a kind of like urban legend kind of area here on Pulau Ubin. And then, some people say that they caught the ghosts and stuff like that on camera. I'm not sure how true it is, but anyway, that's somewhere that, something that's a bit more different, right? It's called the German Girl Shrine over here. And then, of course, you have like the famous Pulau Ubin seafood area. Um, that I think is still surviving and doing very well currently. Um, yeah. So yeah, these are what the shop houses look like on Pulau Ubin. Some of them still retain a very old kind of rustic kind of style over here. And if you actually go cycling, right, it's one of the most done activities on Pulau Ubin. If you go cycling, you've got to be careful. If you're picking the advanced track, there are some parts where you should get off the bicycle and push it right at the at the risk of actually falling down and hurting yourself quite badly, which was I think what happened to my brother. So yeah, lots of cycling spots on Pulau Ubin, good for cycling, enjoying nature on a nice day. Um, go when there's like a less sunlight, and then a bit of clouds going on. It's a bit more pleasant that way. No worries, Jerusha. Okay, so that's a bit of some interesting places about Pulau Ubin. I always like to share a bit of extra information with my students before we talk about a place so that everyone's a bit more excited about it. Now, first part, most Singaporeans, so this is actually, wait, let me just quickly show you. Let me just quickly show you where Pulau Ubin is in terms of its location close to Singapore. So Yutaka and Rina, you are from Japan, right? So this, you might have come back to Singapore before to visit with your mom, but this is basically the island of Singapore, okay, over here. And the island of Singapore actually sits beside West Malaysia, which is this area here. So this is West Malaysia. This side is East Malaysia. So Malaysia is not connected together by like one big landmass. They're actually two big landmasses. So West Malaysia on the left, East Malaysia on the right. Yeah. So we're below West Malaysia. And if you continue over here, you'll realize that Pulau Ubin is actually at the upper right-hand side over here. Upper right-hand side of Singapore. There we go. So Pulau Ubin. Okay. So if you wanted to go to Pulau Ubin, you can actually catch a boat all the way here at Changi Beach area, right? Where no, not Changi Beach, sorry, the Changi Village area over here. Yeah, you can go to Changi Village, catch a boat, and then the boat will take you directly to Pulau Ubin, and here you can go and explore yourself. The boat will drop you here at the jetty, and then when you say hi everyone, I'm new to Pulau Ubin, and then you can go there and you can rent bicycles, you can have a meal, get some drinks, you can even plan a picnic if you want with your friends at Singapore's second largest naturally formed island. Of course, now the second largest island is no longer Pulau Ubin, right? It's supposed to be Jurong Island, but Jurong Island is not naturally formed, so we can't really say that it's naturally formed. Yeah. So Pulau Ubin still remains Singapore's second largest naturally formed island over here. Okay, and this is where the military actually do exercises and train their soldiers. The big one over here, this is called Tekong Island, also known as Pulau Tekong. So this is the largest naturally formed island that Singapore owns. Okay, so just a bit of a geography for everyone here. All right, so let's have a look at more of Pulau Ubin. Most Singaporeans are familiar with Pulau Ubin, having visited the island during school excursions or childhood times. The second largest island, blank Pulau Tekong, Ubin largely retains the looks of a rural Singapore. So rural over here meaning, kind of like a village feel, right? Like a rural feel. Rural meaning not so easily accessed, right? Like more further from a city. We call that rural. Okay. So for question number one over here, These are the students who need to give me their answers. Brian, just Brian. And then those who haven't given me are Jerusha, Rina, and Itaka. What do you think the answer is for question 1? Okay, Brian has corrected himself. That's good. Rina is incorrect, unfortunately. It's not actually in Pulau Tekong, it's actually beside Pulau Tekong, but there isn't the word beside as a helping word here, so you have to look for something else. Waiting for Yutaka's answer and Jerusha as well. Jerusha, that is incorrect, and Yutaka, that's incorrect as well. The answer is actually B over here. The second largest island, all right, after Pulau Tekong. So when you say second largest after Pulau Tekong, right, it actually means that Pulau Tekong is actually the largest. So it's the second largest after Pulau Tekong. Okay, so number 1, the answer is B. All right. Number 2, the name Ubin means granite in Malay, as Pulau Ubin blank once famous for its granite quarries. So what's a quarry? A quarry is actually, all right, an area. It's a bit like a mine, but instead of having to dig underground, all right, you actually don't need to. You can dig it from the surface. So an area where you, or not mean, sorry, um, an area where you mine rocks. We call it a stone quarry. Okay. For this one, Brian, give me the answer for this one again. You got it wrong. And then same thing, Jerusha, Rina, Yutaka. The rest got it correct. All right, Rina got it correct. That's good. Brian has corrected it. Very good. Jerusha is correct as well. Nice. Uh, so look at the helping words. We actually have a few verbs there towards the end of the helping box, towards the bottom of the helping box. Right, they would fit perfectly in this because Pulau Ubin blank once famous. So you gotta look for the word that is a verb at the last part of the box, the bottom part of the box there. Bottom, I would say bottom center. That's like a huge clue. Yutaka, can you find it? 5. There we go. Yutaka found it. Okay. So as Pulau Ubin was over here, right? Was. So far we've used B and we've used N. So Pulau Ubin was once famous for its granite quarries, although most of these quarries ceased operations in the 1960s and 1970s. So we've used B and N. Let's cancel that for the next part. We've used B, we've used N. All right, next. How did the island of Pulau Ubin form in the first place? A legendary tale explains that blank the early days, 3 animals, an elephant, a pig, and a frog. So what's the answer for number 3? Students who've answered online don't need to give it to me. You're all correct. I just need Jerusha, Rina, and Itaka. Your answers, please. And to be fair to the rest, I'm just going to give everyone here 10 seconds and then we'll move on. All right. If you don't answer by 10 seconds, I will skip your turn. 10, 9. Okay, Joshua's